Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm on the patch 6.1 PTR in the Darkmoon Faire, and I'll be showing you the new race feature that they've added. Now this is pretty much the race feature thing that they had in the beta, but they've polished it up, and they've put some more art assets in. There's also some new toys and vanity items coming, but let's just get into this race. So first of all, I'll accept the daily quest, and it does cost 1 of the game tokens. But anyway, let's run through. So it puts you on this mount, and essentially there's a whole bunch of things. Now you need to basically make your way to a, like a banner pole thingy. So that's what we're going to do. Now, if you run into those electrical things, you are slowed, which is pretty bad. If you run into the little, you know, foot thingies, then you'll speed up, which of course makes sense. And if you run into these, you'll get sort of blasted up, which is pretty cool. Now you've also got an ability on your 1, which will basically shoot you towards the nearest one of these, like, banner things, and I think give you a few seconds of immunity to the effects of those electric thingies. So essentially, you just... oh dear, I royally messed that up. Yeah, you just run from post to post, essentially, and that's what this feature is. It's kind of strange that a sort of innocuous little mini-game is, like, one of the biggest features of patch 6.1 in terms of new gameplay, but such is the nature of 6.1, I suppose. Anyway, I've just went past the final banner, so it's time to head back to the rest of the fair and the little start thing. It is a fun enough minigame, though. You know, joking about 6.1's lack of content aside, yeah, this is pretty fun actually. It is like a set thing though. It would have been nice to maybe see a little bit of randomization, or perhaps different courses or tracks or something like that, and that maybe would have just spiced it up a little bit more. Whereas, well, it kind of has it here, you know. It's, if I just go and do this again, it will be the exact same. So, yeah, maybe not the biggest bit of content, but, you know what, I think this is actually a decent enough foundation. Like, this is pretty fun in terms of racing, and, you know, combining all the various different things you can do with the movement abilities here is actually pretty entertaining. So, hopefully Blizzard decide to do something else with this in the future. It would be kind of nice. Now, in addition to all this, there's a few different vanity awards. Oh, I've really, yeah, messed that one up again. There's a few vanity items, things like that. I'll go over them once I get back to the fair itself. But this is decent enough, I suppose. It just, I don't know, maybe if there was some more stuff in terms of being competitive or something like that. I've got a feeling that this is just going to be cracked very easily. Because the way everything is sort of set in stone, and this jump to banner thingy is on a, you know, bespoke timer, so there's just going to be an optimal way to do this, and that will be that. Yeah, more variation would be nice, and perhaps if, like, those little metal things, the electrocuting thingies, if they would perhaps, you know, move, or spin around, or do something like that. And now, for all I know, they could update this in a future build of the PTR, and you know, do something like that, but that does seem kind of unlikely now because patch 6.1 is, I think, quite apparently going to come out rather soon. The reason why I say that's because they have said that they're right now just polishing up the PTR, so that's what's going on with the race. I suppose it's nifty enough, but it's not really going to blow anyone's mind. Now, there are a few different toys and things. I'm not going to bother collecting them all because that probably involves grinding out achievements and prize tokens. So in terms of toys, you can get a Darkmoon Tonk controller. That just gives you one of the little mini tank things, the Darkmoon variant, to drive around the place. Then there's the Darkmoon Ring Flinger, which will unleash an explosion of rings. Essentially just loads of gold rings fly out from your body, a bit like, say, you're playing Sonic or something and you get hit by an enemy. There's also the Fire Eater's Vial, which just gives you flaming breath. An attraction sign, which I'm assuming just puts one of those neon sign thingies down beside you. And then Gaze of the Darkmoon, which, from what I've read anyways, essentially a Darkmoon coloured hunter's mark that you can place in something. Now, there are also vanity items. These will not be added to the toy box, but there's a Darkmoon cannon, which, it just says here, build a rocket capable of unstoppable flight that lasts for a minute. So that's basically the rocket thingy from the Gnomish Gearworks or Goblin Workshop. I mean, it's just kind of giving us something that really should be unique to that building. A bit odd. There's also the Darkmoon Grazer, which basically summons an Eye of Kilrog, but it has a 10-minute cooldown. That's, I mean, that's a Warlock thing. I don't know. I don't think that should be a vanity item, honestly. There's also a checkered flag which increases your mount speed by 30% for 10 minutes, but it's only got 50 charges. I've got to imagine that won't be active in any competitive content. Then finally, there's the everlasting Darkmoon Firework, which will, on a 3-minute cooldown, just shoot a firework up into the air. And that is essentially what they've added to the Darkmoon Faire. Now, I just want to, at the end of this video, say that if you've got any questions for the Q&A, please leave them down in the comments. Because of the kind of lack of content with patch 6.1 and my university schedule and a few other things, little bit short in video things, so any questions would be really appreciated. Or if you just got any ideas for cool things, again, that would be pretty awesome. Anyway, so that's really it for the video. Actually, I'm going to assume that's what the Darkmoon Fire Breath thingy does. Yeah, probably. Anyway, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.